Today is Wednesday evening, March 1st, and what I want to show you, if you can make it out in the screen, is that Venus, let's see if I can get it lined up. I'm hoping it'll show up. If you look across from the center of the finder scope on opposite sides at maybe the 2 and the 7 o'clock position, you can probably make out Venus. Fainter is Jupiter. It looks like they're within a couple of degrees of one another. So basically, Venus is close. Venus and Jupiter are aligned in the solar system pretty close at this time. I'd probably say within, like I said, a degree or two of each other. And this is as close as they'll get in this particular orbital cycle from the Earth. So the Earth has pretty much got Venus between Earth and Jupiter is Venus. And that's the view for March 1st that I mentioned in the previous video. Our next item of interest is the Moon, with the Venus-Jupiter conjunction pretty much covered. You can see the Moon. I just did a go-to to it. It's not too bad off, maybe within 10 or 15 arc minutes of where it should be in the finder scope. What I want to do is use a function in Gemini 2 mount that allows you to search. If we go over to the screen here, for the Rev 2, you can see that we're kind of pointing towards a crater at this point, which is right near the limb of the Moon, as it is seen, the terminator. And what I'm going to do is do a function that allows the mount to sweep in a circular fashion so we can capture the whole Moon. And then maybe I'll post up some names of various craters and Maria, perhaps some rills, etc., for a little lunography lesson. So let me go ahead and set that up now. Okay, here's our initial view of the Moon, looking towards the limb, which is the western part of the Moon. And the idea is, well, clouds passing the rim. Didn't know there were clouds on the Moon. Anyway, I'm going to do a search routine, but I've noticed it's very, very fast. With any luck, I'll be able to slow it down using the editing program for videos. But let's just have a look at it. Menu. There's a speed function for the mount. And I can manual slewing speed, so I can play with it, but I'm not so sure I want to do that right now because I've got both hands on it. Let's just take a look at the default. So we go to search. I've set it up for a 3, it says minute, but much bigger than that. Search cycle's 10, and I'm going to initiate a search and we can watch what happens with the Moon. Not bad. Kind of losing it, aren't they? So we're not really getting the detail I hope for. You can see it jumping. It looks to me like it's moving about 10 arc minutes, 15 arc minutes. Each side of the Moon. Not the best view. So it's about an experiment. And there we end up once again with the Moon. Well, that's it for this evening because I've got clouds and it's very cold. It's time to go in. But there we have it. A little search routine on the Moon just for experimentation, and I'll have to do something similar in the future and change the tracking speed because the results weren't that impressive. Carpe diem. Well, here's a little view of the conjunction of Venus and Jupiter. Very close, I'd say within about a degree of each other. I'm hoping the camera will come into focus, however. Try this again. I already shut down the observatory, and that's why I'm not doing this through the finder scope. Come on, you can achieve focus. does show you how close they are together. If you would extend your arm, you would be able to cover both Venus and Jupiter with your little finger, with your arm fully extended. That's how close they are, which is less than 1 degree. And I'm recalling also we had an alignment of Saturn and Jupiter a couple of years back, and it was on the solstice and winter solstice, and I'm not remembering whether it was before COVID, just before COVID or not. Jupiter, well, symbolically, Jupiter and Saturn would be a little bit of a contest. I guess you would say, as terms of archetypes, Jupiter represents expansion and inclusion, and Saturn represents limitation and exclusion. So, boy, I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out the date of that. I'm going to leave that up to my watchers. Anyway, this is a very interesting conjunction. Very close. Hope you enjoy your Venus-Jupiter conjunction as I am. Carpe Noctem.